Today we got some big changes to our gems inside of Diablo Immortal. We just got off of a stream where I had $150 worth of community donations to run Elder Rifts inside of the game. These are people that just wanted to support the channel and the content. They provided Blizz credit so that I was able to run some Crest with all of you. And I'll tell you what, it was so much fun. This is something that I would consider doing on a monthly basis if I could run, I don't know, 100 legendary Crests just for fun. Now, when you're looking at my setup here, all of my gems, you may notice that we do now have a Void Spark gem in the slot. This is one of the gems that we picked up on our Elder Rift run. It's also one of the gems that I really wanted to use inside of the game because, as you can see, it's going to deal damage conjuring sparks for 6 seconds. While it's active, it deals 30%. It has a 30% chance to unleash lightning that chains up to 8 enemies. I like things that distribute damage when I do any type of an attack, even a skill-based attack or even some type of a counter attack as well. Works very well. I was messing around with the gem and I really like it. I'll show that a little bit later in this video. So much so that I went into the shop and I bought another one. We have another Void Spark gem right here. And I've decided to go with 3 out of 5 stars just because of the price. I picked up this gem here for 71,000 platinum versus the 200,000 platinum I would have had to pay for a 4-star. And since I'm not someone that cares about resonance as much, I went along with the 3-star. But I do care about resonance a little bit, so I'm not gonna just sit with this 2-star here. I'm gonna go and upgrade it to a 3. And to do that, we have to choose what gems we're not gonna be holding on to. Now, I did get a little bit excited when I got another Echoing Shade gem. I used to use it in the past with my Barbarian, but these days, and I threw it in on a test, it just doesn't hit the same. You need to use your primary attack to have your summons actually be cloned for the Echoing Shade, and I don't want that. I want my skills to be able to deal the damage, which is why I'm very interested in the Void Spark gem. Also, another one that I'm not so excited about is the Blessing of the Worthy. When you take damage, you have a 20% chance to unleash Retribution on all nearby enemies, dealing equal. It's actually not bad if you're like an AFK farmer or something like that, but for doing anything more, it's not the best. How many gems did we actually get out of the $150 spend? Well, we got the Void Spark, that's 1. We also got a Howler's Call, this one right here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 legendary gems, one of which was a 3 out of 5 star Blood-Soaked Jade, which for me wasn't the biggest deal because I already have a 3 out of 5 stars, so it's essentially just going to be food. These are all bound crests. But what I want to do is upgrade this Void Spark. I just picked up a rank 3, I spent 71,000 platinum on it, so what does it actually cost to do this upgrade? 75 gem power and another Void Spark. So let's take that Void Spark right here. Now, this is something that a lot of people don't know. Let's actually do this mechanic over because I have a lot of questions that come in about this and about Awakening Gear. First, let's talk about this. If I want to upgrade this gem, notice it's a 2 out of 5 star. If I want to upgrade it to a 3, a 4, or a 5 out of 5 star, the way that we do this is just to put a 3, 4, or 5 out of 5 star gem into this gem. So right now, for example, we're going to add a 3-star gem, Void Spark, of course, and notice it's going to get a green star. It means it's going to take this entire gem setup and it's going to upgrade it to 3. If that were a 4-star Void Spark, it would upgrade it to 4, and if it was a 5-star, it would upgrade it to 5. Very simple mechanic. But now we need to actually sacrifice a little bit. And I am going to sacrifice 2 gems. One is going to be the Echoing Shade, and one is going to be that Howler's Call. Make sure it's not the 4 out of 5, because I do have a 4 out of 5. It's not, so those are gems that I am willing to sacrifice. I'm not going to use them. Battle Guard we don't need. We don't need this. We don't need this. It leaves us with 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, are we one gem short? What do you do when you're 1 gem short? Well, then you come on into the crafting and you craft a gem. It doesn't matter which one it is, you just craft anything because all you want is the power. So now we can come back in here, we could do the upgrade, we could throw in our Void Spark, bump this bad boy up to 3, and we could throw all this back in here. So here we go, we got all this. I don't want to use that because that's one you only get from Battle Pass, so it's difficult to attain. And there we go, boom, 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 and boom. Upgrading the Void Spark, sacrificing 2 5-star gems, an Echoing Shade and a Howler's Call that I probably will not ever use because they're only 2 out of 5 stars, by the way, getting that upgrade on. And that's going to get our rank up, it's going to get our resonance up, and it's going to get the skill of that gem up. It's going to allow more stuff, more benefits from the gem. Let's take a look at it right now and the changes that we can see in this thing. Now when we come on over to the gem, we'll take a look at it, and now dealing damage conjures a Void Spark for 6 seconds, has a 30% chance to unleash lightning, and dealing 55% of base damage, plus 446 to each enemy, and your attack speed is increased by 4%. Trigger once every 1 second, and it can only happen every 20 seconds. Damage increased to 65% when we get it to rank 4, which is quite exciting, but that's not all that happened. That is not all. Another thing that happened is, well, we got our Viper's Bite up to rank 7. This is going to be our next 2-star gem that we max level. With that being said as well, we did get our Pain Clasp gem to rank 10, and we now have a 3rd awakened slot. That means we're going to get all the awakening bonuses, and maybe you don't know what those are. Let me show you. When you're over here, you could go talk to Vic, and you could talk about the Gem Resonance. These are slots that you can awaken. You have to use real money, and it approximately costs $10 to awaken a slot. You also need one of these, a Dawning Echo, which you could buy from the shop. And as I mentioned, it costs orbs, but orbs you can get for different prices if you get them from packs. So it's essentially a $10 purchase to awaken a piece of gear. What does it do? Depending on the piece of gear you put it in, here in my chest piece, it's going to increase my condemn damage by 10%. That's 10% more I would never have gotten. It's going to increase my draw and quarter cooldown, or it's going to decrease the cooldown by 10% because of my pants, and because of my shoulders that are awakened in purple. It's going to, where is it? Let's find it. It's going to also decrease my draw and quarter cooldown by 10%. These are bonuses that I'm getting because I've awakened those slots that I would not have had if I didn't. But there's more than that, because when you come on over to here, you also notice you get these gem resonance. Notice how I have my gems and other gems inside. Let's take a look at the Pain Clasp, for example. Let's go to gem resonance so you can see what I'm talking about, and you will see that I could put other gems inside. And I could upgrade these gems as well. This is how the whole mechanic inside of the game starts to work when you realize how much you could spend on gems. Because not only can you upgrade your gems, you can also upgrade gems inside of gems. But in doing this, you get bonuses. Notice, my equipment base attributes are increased by 15.55%. Because I've awakened 10 worth, I got 5 here, and I got 6 over here because this is a rank 3. You'll notice we have also gotten damage taken while moving decreased by 3%. And once I get these up to 30, then damage while suffering from loss of control is decreased by 4%. And then once I'm able to get this final one in, the hunger, and upgrade that, I will be able to get block chances also increased. This is how you get a step ahead on others. Once you start to fill out these awakened slots and max out the gems inside, this is why this is something that's much more attainable on a 1 or a 2-star gem than a 5-star. Notice here on a 1-star gem, we've gotten this Carson's Invigoration, and once we get that, notice we're going to be able to get primary attack damage is increased by 3%. And then once we get this done right here, our skill damage is going to be increased as well, which is another nice big bonus. This is not a free mechanic in the side of the game. It costs about $10 to awaken any of your slots. Now, when you think about $10 versus 8 slots, you're looking at $80 to awaken them all, which is really, in Diablo Immortal terms, not a lot of money to awaken slots inside of this game. Maybe in other games that is a lot of money. Maybe that's a lot of money to you, and this is something you don't want to do, but I want to just share with you the mechanic of it. So Super excited to have Void Spark. I can't wait to see how this works. Well, now that we got it up to 3 and a rank 3, but there's one other gem that I have my eye on. And that one is right here, the Starfire Shard. I kind of want to drop one of these into my build. When you deal damage, you have a 30% chance to rain meteorites in an area that knocks back enemies, dealing 200% base damage. Again, this is also when you deal damage. It could be from either a primary attack, a counter attack, a skill, anything. I like gems like that the most. Maw of the Deep works the same. Dealing damage conjures a whirlpool at the enemy's location and pulls the enemy into its center. Love these types of gems. My goal would be to have all 3 of them working together to get all of that damage just based on skill damage. And then of course we got our Blood-Soaked Jade, which is probably the best gem inside of the game. And a cool thing is here, we'll collect this, right? And we'll take any platinum we could grab right here from anything we farmed. We did sell our Gloom, which is fantastic. I didn't need a 3-star Gloom, so we're good to go where we are right there. But let's see this thing in action. Let's actually go out somewhere and see what this looks like. Let's go, where should we go? Let's go onto the map. Let's go to an area that's just, you know, pretty filled up with stuff. Let's come right over here into the Southern Dreadlands. It's always a good place where you can run into enemies, and enemies that aren't just the easiest to melt. Sometimes they're a little bit bigger. We could see what this actually looks like against some of those enemies. We're just going to run around, and you're going to notice how the Void Spark really does a ton of damage to a lot of enemies that are surrounding. So let's just run around over here and see what we can run into. We got some blues right ahead. Let's go hit them head on. Look at this Void Spark going on. Do you see that? Everywhere. Sparks are everywhere. Let's see what we got right here. Got a big purple monster. We'll take him down, get the rewards for that as well. Looks like I'm a little stuck. I can't move. There we go. Remember, every 20 seconds we can get the Void Spark. It is on that cooldown. Let's go with a Q right there. Get some health. We took him down. We'll get the chest. I like the idea because when I'm farming, watching TV on the side, and I'm not paying 100% attention to the game, I'll be able to protect myself a little bit better with a passive skill attack that's going to really be able to help keep me alive. Sometimes I don't pay 100% attention. Sometimes I want to watch TV with my wife and farm at the same time. So I'll pay half attention. Move around a little bit, do a little bit of attacks. Sometimes you get into the show and you forget to push the button for 30 seconds. It's nice to have a skill that can protect me from going down with that. Look at this. Boom, there's the Maw of the Deep popping up. You see what I'm saying? I like what we're building here. I really, really do. Curious to know what some of the newest 5-star gems are that you have recently gotten from running any Elder Rifts. Let me know in the comments section below, but that's up to date on what we did on the live stream, as well as what I've done to my build from and since the live stream. Can't wait to hang out with you guys in the next one. We've been live streaming every single Saturday, and I hope to see you here again next week. Take care, guys.